Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today we're going to be changing the thermostat on the wall here, and we're going to be replacing it with the more modern Nest, which, as you know, can be controlled through the Wi-Fi in your phone, computer, whatever, from a remote location. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down to either the basement or to the heating system and turn it to the off position. If you can't find the switch on your furnace or your air conditioning system, you go to your fuse box, your main fuse box, and make sure you turn that switch to the off position before you start doing anything on your thermostat. All right, first thing we're going to do now is we're going to come over here and we're going to take the thermostat that's on the wall. You just grab it with two hands and you just rock it back and forth, and it should come off. Okay, we'll just take this and put this off to the side. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look inside here, and we're going to take a picture of the wires where they're located here, just in case we need to have them in the future. You want to make sure you have a photo. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to unscrew these screws right here. So let me grab a screwdriver and we'll take that off. Okay, then we're just going to unscrew these screws, and we're going to take those wires out one at a time. Because as you remember, they're written down here, W, Y, white, yellow, green, and the other one over here is red. But as you can see, these wires are kind of faded. You really can't tell for sure what color they are. So what we're going to do is we're going to take them out one by one, like that. And then it comes with a little tab like this here. And you just take it, white, and we're going to put it around the white wire like that, and we're going to take out the yellow wire, which is right here. Pull that wire out there, and we're going to mark that one now yellow. The next one is the green wire. We're going to disconnect that as well, just like that. We'll lift that up. Let's take that out. We're going to put our green tab around it like this, just so we don't have any problems. And the last wire we're going to take out is our red wire, which you can see is right here. So we're going to disconnect that red wire right there. And as you can see this little piece right here, that's a jumper. That little piece right there is a jumper. You do not need that on the new Nest thermostat, so we're going to leave that right in place there. We don't have to take that out. We're going to leave it there. On the older thermostats, you had to have a jumper on there, but not on the new one. All right, we're going to take this piece here out, and those are our Phillips head screws that hold this to the wall. We're going to take that two screws out. Okay, we're going to take this off like this and like this. Now, one thing I want to point out to you. This came off fairly easy because before I started, I took a utility knife and I just cut it around right there where the paint line was because it was stuck by paint around it. So we took this and cut it around here so that it could come right out. All right, so let's just mark our last wire here so we don't have any problem. As remember, that was a red wire. Just like that. Now this wire here has got another wire inside there, but we're not going to do anything with it because it's actually dead inside there. So we're just going to leave that right there. All right, and we're going to spackle these holes up here first before we put the new nest back on. As you can see, there's quite a few holes in the wall here from previous thermostats that were on the wall, and the previous person didn't really fix them up. They just put a plate over it to cover it. The nest comes with a plate like this that you can install if you choose to cover up most of the holes. But we're electing not to use it. We're going to put it on with just the nest thermostat itself, so that we're going to have this just showing, not that big plate that's around it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take care of these spackling holes later on because the nest will mount up top and bottom without having to worry about that. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to prepare the wall for spackle later on. You see I took those mollies in here out. All of these mollies that were in the wall, I just took them out. They were in here and we just pulled them out and got rid of them. So we're not gonna have to worry about them. And the way you get these mollies out of the wall, the easiest way, is when the molly is in the wall like this, you just screw a screw into it, just like that. And you just rock it back and forth and you pull it right out. And now to get prepared to spackle this, we just push the holes where the molly was. We're going to dimple it in slightly, just like that. All of them, so we can spackle over this later. Same thing here. You just push the holes so that they're flush, like that. And now they're ready to be spackled. Okay, so later on we'll come back and we'll spackle this once we mount our new nest on the wall. All right, now the way we're going to mount the nest on the wall is you're going to take it so that you have your level here is facing up, and you'll see the name nest is facing up as well. And we're going to take these wires, put them together, just like this. And then we're going to take the screws that came with the new nest and we're going to put them in there. Make sure you use the screws that came with it because you can see there's a slight little collar on there so that you can't over tighten it and possibly break the nest unit itself. All right, so we're just going to take these now. We're going to mark where the screw is going to go, there and there. Okay. We're just going to pull this out of the way for 1 second, and we're going to start the hole where the screw is going to go. Okay, so we have that one started, and we have this one started as well. Okay, and now after we have them pre-drilled or pre-screwed in, we're going to take these out just like that. We're going to take our nest assembly, take the wires and put them through the middle, just like that. And now we'll catch these screws in here. Now, I wouldn't recommend using a power screwdriver because you don't want to damage the nest electronics or the components here. or possibly strip it out or over tighten it and wind up with a problem. So I would recommend screwing them in by hand. That way you're not going to over tighten it. And you want to try to center the screws right in the middle. All right, we have the bottom one caught. We're just going to push this until that little bubble right there is dead center, so that it's actually perfectly centered. Okay, now we're going to hold it in place and we're going to tighten that screw. We will come back and set this again so that the bubble is exactly where it belongs. Let's take a look at it. Okay, now it's right in the middle where it belongs. Okay, next thing we're going to do now is we're going to put our wires back underneath here where they belong. Okay, now at this point you want to make sure that you have enough copper wire showing on here. You see how much copper is showing there? You want to make sure you have a little bit showing that the copper is exposed, because if the rubber part, the insulator, is down there, it will not work. All right, so now we're going to take our yellow wire and we're going to bring it over here. We're going to push this little tab down. Push the tab down. Push the yellow wire in there, like that. And you can see that tab is right there and it's holding that wire in place. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our green wire. We're going to push this little push the green wire in. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our red wire. We're going to put it in there as well. Push the tab down, push it in, let go of the tab. And now that's locked in. And the last one is going to be our white wire. The white is going to come in here like that. Push this down. Put the white wire in. Let it go. And that's it. It's in tight. Test by pulling each one. And now we tested already. Okay, next thing we're going to do now is we're going to take our nest and we're going to take this piece here and we're going to plug it right in there and give it a little push to snap it in place. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to go down. We're going to turn the heating and the air conditioning system back on and then we'll power this up. All right, so let me go downstairs, turn it on, and we'll come right back. Okay, now that we turned on our air conditioner and our heating system downstairs, the thermostat itself will power up and it'll walk you through the prompts how to program it to whatever you choose. But that's how you install the thermostat, the Nest thermostat. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.